previous videos like the so-called FBA guys of Tariq Nasheed should bring their proof because this is what the so-called Native Americans are standing on. Let me play it for you, Tariq Nasheed, so you can see the premise of the so-called Native American uh, whom they said came there like 10,000 years ago. Let's hear what they say. Bring your proof. Yeah, and disprove these guys and Donald Trump.
Hey,
Let's hear
Americans.
it.
This is how a real American looks like. I am an American Indian. I was here before you, and I will be here for centuries to come. I'm not extinct.
In case you forgot, this is the face of America. The American race, the Native American race, is me, not you. Me. Before Mexico or the Spanish or English came here, those brown
You hear that, Tariq Nasheed? This is what I was saying when your people so-called over there was making this video that you are not black, you are indigenous. We're not black, we're indigenous. This is what this is the premise of the mainstream, your dominant society as you used to say it yourself. Alright, this is what they keeping. It's not you. That's what I'm saying, like you living in foolishness. Can you disprove these people? No. Let's see it.
Mexico or the Spanish or English came here, those brown
Hey, Americans. This is how a real American looks like. I am an American Indian. I was here before you, and I will be here for centuries to come. I'm not
In
extinct.
case you forgot, this is the face of America. The American race, the Native American race, is me, not you. Me. Before Mexico or the Spanish or English came here, those brown-skinned Mexicans were here. They are indigenous. If you really care about saving a European country, go back to Europe. Go help.
And you see, even this one got to the one like well, these people name and the one I was also with these people. They in Africa they put the red clay on their skin, even in their hair. That's why I'm saying these people to these people. The so-called culture of these Native Americans is similar to those of those Africans on the continent, just like of my people. Alright? When I say my people, I mean indigenous and people living in the jungle. Yeah, that's what I mean with natural people. Those are my people. Yeah, I'm not part of your created system. That's what I mean with and you are not my people, because if you go outside the system, you become a part of the plantation system automatically. Just like in the Matrix, all of you, to me, all of you out there who was on plantation or you live in the city doing city folks thing, because when we say city we mean Caucasian style, like European, not European, Caucasian style living is different because they don't respect the culture of the so-called indigenous people. And so those who are on the plantation, so-called Negro, they do the same thing. They don't like this guy Dennis Sperling was trying to ridicule so-called African culture and all those things, because he doesn't view himself as part of those people. That's why Tariq Nasheed can come out here and make these thumbnails, because he doesn't view those people as his real people. That's why he's able to do it. Otherwise, he would never do it. That's why you see now Ghana, Sierra Leone is stopping all this citizenship stuff. And also for the spies, Donald Trump wants to get a hand in there. They could use this guy Tariq Nasheed. He's already getting money from MAGA. He made the video saying it, not because people saying it. Tariq Nasheed said it, and I made a cartoon about it, where he said there is money to get to come out here and fight against immigrants. But I'm like, if you wanna fight, if you wanna fight immigrants, you need to go to your counselor, to your senator or whatever of the government. They are letting these people in. They are making the policies because they need people to come and work on the land. The same job you used to do, picking tomato, picking cotton, picking corn, cutting sugar cane. These so-called immigrants are doing that now in America. Not even only in United States, even in Suriname, the Haitians come over there and they do those jobs because the local population, they feel themselves too high up there to go and do those jobs. Even in Europe, it's the same thing. They will complain about the immigrants, but the immigrants are coming here and doing the jobs that they don't want to do. And yes, it is also for voting, but how will you stop it? You come with your solution. Yeah, the basic that these so-called Democrats keeping for bringing immigrants into these countries is because that's their reason they giving. I'm not saying it's the real reason behind it because they're using those immigrants to vote for them. That's your problem. I'm not into politics, but politics is coming into my area. That's why I have to make these kind of videos. And you see these people They are not into your politics. These people created something they called politics, and now they using it to force it onto people. Whether you wanna be part of it or not, they will come to your area. Yeah, I'm the political party here. Yeah, we need to get into politics, man. Who do you vote for? And now everything, the whole world is now. Which political party are you part of? Are you Democrat? Are you Republican? That's the only thing that's left now. Just like gangbanging, it's the same thing like this FBA. These political parties are nothing more than FBA of Tariq Nasheed. It's the same thing. Yeah, they operate in gang form, but they say everybody is one. Yeah, we want everybody to come together, man. But you're keeping your own culture. Those other people, they have to leave their culture to take over your culture. Yeah, we're gonna be all one, man. Everybody is gonna keep their culture. And yeah, right, real. Yeah. So Tariq Nasheed, this is why I was saying, come and disprove these people. Yeah, this is the premise of the mainstream. They say these are the indigenous people of Americas. If you cannot disprove that, you have no right to come and say anything really. That's what we say when I say and stop saying this indigenous thing. Like we are, my people are indigenous to the planet, not to America. Because if Africans were the first one created, I'm the indigenous one of the planet. There is indigenous people in Africa. There is indigenous black people even in Australia. There is indigenous black people even there in Asia, where Andaman Islands. Yeah, just saying. These Bushmen in South Africa are indigenous to this planet. Even if you would remove this Bushman from there and bring them to Europe, they are still indigenous because they were, according to your science, they were one of the first one created or the first one created. So the planet is technically it's theirs. Did you know? Do you know what deal they had with the creator of this planet before you came to this planet? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't care who wants to claim first one of America, first one of Africa, or first one of this. If they say the African was first one created on this planet, I'm the indigenous one of the planet. I don't care what other people saying. That's what I'm saying. That's my premise, nigga. So anything people say, there's the indigenous technique, or I don't care. If the African was the first one created, and yeah, that's just your premise between your ears. That's the real talk, man. Let's hear it.
Those Europeans with their mass immigration problem. Stop playing hypocrite about mass migration when y'all came here mass numbers and robbed the indigenous people from their lands. Talk about morality.
Latin America. I want to go back to the original, but now you sparked my interest. You're married. We can't speak about that. Oh, you have children. Yeah. Did you have children with a black woman or? Oh, look.
So this is the part I was showing yesterday also about this Asar guy who said his children were mixed United States citizens and Caribbean and mixed. This guy is a Latino, and to me Latino is this guy because Latino, if you say Lati, Malati is mixed, like coffee latte is mixed. That's why you have Malati, because if you have coffee latte, you will see they will mix it with black and white. That's this guy. That's why when they say Latino, I don't view this so-called Spaniard as Latino. To me, they are Caucasian. This guy is a Latino because he's mixed and Spaniard with so-called Native Americans and African. Where I come from, this is a Latino, a Dogla. You know, that's what I know. All these people claiming to be Latino with straight hair and all those things, to me is they are Spaniard or Portuguese people. That's what I know. That I live in reality, man. That's the real talk. But this guy, his children are mixed with United States citizens and Caribbean. So let's hear it, man.
Black presenting. All look like me. Black presenting. All look like me. If you say, are you black presenting? My kids, I would say yes. Why? Because are you black presenting? That's a big. Are you titling me what's been titled here in America? No, but I'm not going to use the term black because to me, I'm not going to allow somebody to call me something that I don't feel comfortable with. I can't do that. Okay, so are you Latino presenting? 100 Latino because I was born in Latin America.
Are you Latino presenting?
Yeah, but to me, he is Latino. All these Latino they showing me that I see on YouTube with straight hair. To me, they are not Latino. And I speak like someone from the jungle of Amazon. This guy up there, he is Latino. Because Lati means mix. Malati. Yeah, that's why you have places like Malta and all those things. And yeah, Mali is that's why you have names like Mali, Malata. Yeah, Muria, Maria, all those things. Moreno, and yeah. And many people will just come out and identify like Latino, but Latino means to be mixed. Yeah, just saying. But his children, his wife is an United States American. You see that Tariq Nasheed? That's what this Asar was also saying. That's the real talk.
Yeah, because I was born in Latin America. I just told it. I just said it to you.
I acknowledge that you are born there.
Yeah, but the thing is, in America, if this guy says he's black, this guy will say that he is cosplaying. He's trying to be like us, man. He can't be himself, man. And that's the thing. They are like women. They looking for something to make trouble about. Yeah, and then go out. That's what Tariq Nasheed doing, coming out looking for trouble, and then say they are attacking our lineage. They are trying to erase us. He's a devil. That's what they don't understand. That's the same. That's why I was saying his master is Tucker Carlson. If you see Tucker Carlson is the same thing Tucker Carlson is saying. They are erasing the Caucasian race in America, and he taught this to Tariq Nasheed. These black immigrants are erasing the black and United States citizens. Yeah. Yeah, man. Maybe I'll have a part behind that of Tucker Carlson after this. Let's see it, man. Let's hear it.
Are you Latino presenting?
Yes, I was born in Latin America. What part? I'm breaking it down. You taught me this. Listen, you taught me that.
No.
You try to reverse it on me.
No.
You taught me Latinos. You was born in Latin America. I did my research. Now you want to play Uno on me. Reverse,
No.
reverse.
Look, listen real quick. You in fact are Latino by definition. That's a fact. Because you're born in a Latin American country.
Right.
But are you Latino presenting?
Exactly. If an African is born in China, is he then Chinese because he was born in China? If an African is born in China right now, does that make him Chinese? That's what I'm saying. Real talk. Yeah.
I am presenting. What's your definition of presenting? Presenting. I'm presenting. I'm Latino.
Okay, let me explain to you what presenting means.
Go ahead. There's many forms. Go ahead.
It means that when society, just people that don't know you at all, when society looks at you, you think they identify a Latino, they see a Latino?
So Latino.
And this is what Maroon Gaines is saying to these so-called black Americans. When they see Maroon Gaines, they think he's Somali or he's just a black guy that is mixed there. Go to the perspective of the Caucasian. That's what this guy is saying. Yeah? How do they perceive you? You might say, just like you coming out, you say, yeah, you say you OKHANO, but everybody, if the police go in, they will say you are black. We know that. But still, that's why they talking next and parallel to each other. They understand each other, but they not going to the real nitty gritty yet. But they will come to it. Yeah, when he will say his children are of an United States and American black woman. You see, but he still doesn't view himself as a black man, but he's saying his children are black because the black Americans are using the name black. He has his own identity, Latino. Yeah, like I am OKHANO. He can be black if he wants to, but that is in the view of the Caucasian. But to the black Americans, they don't view that guy as black, they view him as Latino. Yeah, that's what the guy on top is saying really. They both understand each other, but they're speaking in parallel at this point yet.
Yo soy Latino. Soy panameño. Yo soy 100% panameño, loco. Quiero oír qué chucha te pasa. Yo soy panameño 100%. ¿Sí? Any panameño gonna be there laughing over there. That boy panameño 100%, boy. Nah, brother.
Here's the thing about race, though.
Go ahead.
The way that you feel about the way people identify you.
No, I never said.
You have no control.
No, I never had no.
You see, exactly. Like when I make my video, I say, nigga, I'm OKHANO. Even Surinamese people will come and say, no, you're black like us. I will say, nigga, you city Negro, I am OKHANO from the jungle. No, but out here in the world, we are all black and you have to participate. And that is what is going on here. You see that? That's what is going on here. The one is identifying more like his ethnicity. Like, nigga, I am Latino, because to them, Latino just means mix. Malati, Malato, Malta, and yeah.
Problem.
And let's hear it.
People identify me. Nobody never come to me and identify me and say, you black. I
That's why you have Malati, Mot, the word Mot, like motley,
never
mixed.
had that problem. Only people ever say that to me is African Americans.
That you're black.
Yeah.
So nobody else ever.
Never,
Well-
never. Because white people, most white people are already brainwashed with the black African Americans. So they may see me as that. I'm 6'1", 240 pounds. And then
Here is where he's wrong. You see here now, this guy on beneath there, Ricardo, he is right on this part. Because what he's saying is, no, the black Americans is saying you are black because when the police is coming, they will identify you as black. But these Caucasian people and other people, they view you as black because they don't see the difference between you and the black Americans. Because there is black Americans that look like him, that are mixed just like he is. Yeah, in America with the same phenotype, but he's black American. But you have Latino, you have even Moroccan people in Europe with this way of looking. Even in UK, even in the Netherlands, you will find guys looking like this Dominican, because he's Panamanian, but he looks like a Dominican. You see the problem already? You see, because if you tell them you are a Dominican, he will say, no, I'm Panamanian. And you see the problem, but they look the same. Just saying, man, that's the real
I'm
problem.
with positive. So it's like, I know what it is at my age. I know what it is at my age. You get what I'm trying to say, Ricardo? It's different. It's different if I see a big 6'6" Indian guy look like you. I'm not going to walk up to him and say, man, you Mexican? Because I might get all my tooth knocked out, because he might not be Mexican. He might be something that he don't want to be. He's tired of people calling him Mexican or whatever. So, no, I'm not going to say nothing to this man until I'm going to ask him, what nationality are you? That's what I
You
was
see,
asking.
what he's saying is having culture. Like, hey, I don't know his culture, I don't know this guy's way. Let me stay out of his way because I'm capable of craziness and he might be capable of craziness. Let us stay apart from each other. Big dogs don't eat big dogs. That's why how they say it in Suriname. Big dogs don't eat big dogs because the risk is too great. You might get injured over nothing. That's what he's
I'm not
saying.
going to say, are you black or brown? Because I'm very educated. Because I know in all different parts of the world, it's used different. It's used different.
Exactly what I was saying. Tariq Nasheed wants to use his one-drop rule of the United States to the whole continent of America, Canada, and South America, and everywhere. Nah, man. Over there, the one-drop rule, you have one drop of black blood, you're black. It's only in the United States. Out there, you are mulatto, or you are colored, or you are mixed. Colored is only a problem to you United States people over there. Colored is a normal name in the Netherlands, or in Europe, or in South Africa. It's called kleurling in Dutch. Just saying.
Well, how about this?
They use kleurling when they don't know your origin, when they think you are mixed, a colored man. That's what they will say. Real talk.
You
see, because you've been brainwashed. I know what you're going to say. You've been brainwashed by whiteys. When I see you, I see black. Yo panameño, loco. When I go home, you can't change a monkey to be, hey, you here with the dogs. But the monkey says, I'm a monkey. But here, you are a dog because you're here just like theirs. I'm a monkey. When I go to my monkeys, I'm a monkey. But no, you.
What he means is they might think he's black when he's on the street, that he behaves like the black Americans, but when he goes home, he eats Latino food and he'll dance salsa, not hip hop. That's what that is what he's saying. Like, they might think I'm black, like the black Americans or whatever they think, but when I go home, I know that I'm Latino, listening to my salsa music and merengue. That's what he's saying. Because what he's saying is he is mixed African, but they need not to forget that he's mixed with Spaniard and maybe Native American also. That's what this guy is really saying on top there, man. Let's hear it.
You get where I'm going with it, though.
I get where you're going, but
here in America, that's the reason. The reason you're speaking, because we're here in America. Because we are here in America.
You see that?
Sir?
That's what I mean, man.
Come on, Ricardo.
I'm from Mexico. I was born there. In Mexico, it's the same thing. If you go to Mexico, they see a negro. They don't see a Latino.
Oh, no. In Panama, I wouldn't know what. I'll be you Panamanian, but I would not know what.
No, but other black people like me, I view him as Latino because I come from the jungle. You see? That's the thing what I'm saying. Because I see that he's mixed. You see? So I view him as Latino, like I was showing you the video yesterday. The guy was in Jamaica and the jungle. He is black just like the jungle Jamaican. But the jungle Jamaican refers to him as Abroni, the Caucasian, because he comes from the city. All those things are different. Why someone might use an Latino or mixed or indigenous. That's why you need to know people culture before you speak on them. This is what you think, and they all mainstream culture. They don't view your dominant culture as anything, because my people don't regard what Caucasian doing as culture. It's just doing whatever they like to. They don't use no god and all those things. They just living, man. That's how we view Caucasian, that they have no culture because they just living, doing everything that is forbidden. The Caucasian is doing it. That's what we mean with having no culture. You have no guidance. That's the real talk. In Dutch it's called van God los. Yeah, being away from God. That's the real talk. That's your word. If you look out there, Donald Trump openly stealing oil, stealing Greenland, Epstein. Nobody is mad about Epstein. It's normalized. That's the real talk. Yeah.
Till you open your mouth.
No matter where you go in Latin America, no one will ever see a Latino. They'll see a negro though.
It depends on what you wear. Is what you wear.
No. In your case, there's nothing that you can wear. The first thing that they'll identify is a negro. Period.
You know why I'm saying that?
Why?
Because the way my grammar is, the way I'm
Without
talking,
you even saying anything at all, you could be completely silent and they'll identify a black man.
bro.
Everyone. Look,
Bro, listen. Here in America,
let me at least finish.
no, I'm agreeing with you.
You see, because when they say there's the construction of black man, the color of the skin, so he's African because he is a black man, and therefore, and all these black people, they have this color and this kind of hair. Yeah, his hair is a bit bigger curl than the peppercorn curl. That's so-called good hair or whatever hair these people in the city call it, man. Yeah, that's the real talk. Where if you come to my people, they would recognize him to be Latino. This guy Ricardo don't know that, but other black people like me, I can see that he's mixed. We view him as a normal black guy, but we view him also as being mixed. Like, oh, he's mulatto, he's malati. That's what he means. There are some people will use that.
The first thing they'll identify before you speak is a black person. Now, if you went out of your way to educate those people and say, I'm from Latin America, technically I'm Latino, then you'll help them identify you how you want.
Yeah, this is true. This part is true. So this Ricardo understands this also. That is true. Because you have to tell them. After that, they will say, hey, you are black just like us. But then, like I used to say, I say, yeah, but I'm Ohkano. I'm from the jungle. I'm not from the city. Then they will say, oh, you are one of those so-called Maroons. And then I will have to say, I explain my history a little bit to them. So they will know. That's what so they really now they are coming to the point where they will come to the real talk. It's not because they don't understand each other. It's just talk is like that, man.
You identify, but at first sight, you're black.
Okay, let me ask you this question. My kids, I would say yes. Why?
Because are you black presenting?
Because they're African American.
Are you?
They would get that 40 acres in a mule.
Your kid.
You hear that? What he said? His children would be qualified as black because they are African American. You see that? That's what I was saying. That's also what Asar was saying yesterday in the video. Like, hey Tariq Nasheed, what you gonna do with this so-called half FBA? Many of these Caribbean and United States black Americans are mixed together. What you gonna do with those people, man? Yeah, because they look black like everybody else. You can see from a mixed Jamaican and United States person, black Negro, if they are mixed. They all look the same. And now these United States Negroes, they are now having Rasta just like the Jamaican. Many North Americans now are using Rasta just like Jamaicans, man.
African American?
Yes.
How?
Their mama. So they have the blood in them. So now you talk about me, you point an arrow at this Latino over here.
Here's the problem. Respectfully. Here's the problem. You want race to be tied to your nationality, and to your culture and to your ethnic backgrounds. And that's not the way race works. You think that race is where your parents were born, who they are ethnically.
No. You throwing me in the
Exactly, but that's the view of the mainstream Caucasian. That's their meaning of race. The indigenous people have their other meaning of what race is. To these people, indigenous people, your race is your ethnicity. The Caucasian came with all this black stuff and those things. Those people will identify, that's why in Africa, like Wolof, Kikuyu, and all those names, Zulu, Kosa, because they view race on ethnic level. The Caucasian came and said, no, you all have the same color, so you are all the same people to them. In their view, that's the problem what you have. That you have people, indigenous mind people, who view race as ethnicity. And you have those people who come from the city with the Caucasian, who view race as what the Caucasian is saying. You have the same color, you are white, and all these things. And yeah, that's what is going, man.
the other people, your other people. No, not.
Okay, what's race? What's race then? Define it.
To me, I will put the race to anybody that speak Spanish for me. Speak Spanish and
Because even race in my language means reincarnation. Yes, your race in my language, if I translate my language literally, it means reincarnation. My reincarnation is my race. How can a stranger then that is not my blood be my race? That's the problem with the Caucasian thinking that I was saying. They have plantation system thinking, where we come from. Indigenous people view race on ethnic level. It doesn't mean you have to attack each other. That's why they have God, and they have an announcer called Basia, and a captain and a king called Gramang to fix those things. Yeah, those things you think you're solving, you create. This Caucasian created more problems than you think. Yeah, that's the real talk.
they are born in that continent, the same area where I'm from. That's my race.
That's
Right.
not what race is.
But race for you is the color. You going color.
No, not for me.
No, that's what you're saying. That's what society.
Define definition of race.
Exactly, but the question becomes, is Caucasian the society? Does it mean that Caucasian is the society for everybody? That's what I mean with being autonomous and being with a plantation colonized mind. If you keep the narrative of the Caucasian, it means that you are colonized and you don't have your own thinking and your own mind, and you are not autonomous. That's what I'm saying. Real talk. Yeah.
The actual definition of race, what is it?
color. You saying color.
No, I never.
That's what he's saying. The definition, if you use the Caucasian narrative and use their definition, then it would be like that he's black. But if you use the indigenous definition, then he's not black. Then they would say he's, even where I come from, he's Mokisi, like Moxie, like mix. He's a Dogla or one of those things, to let you know that he's more than one nation. He's multiple nation. In Suriname, they would even say that he has no flag. All the flag of the world is he's a colored man. All color in one. That's a Dogla, a mixed man. That's the real talk. That's the problem that's out there when I'm saying that you have the indigenous mind thinking and you have this Caucasian city Negro mind of thinking. When I say city Negro, it's from a black so-called African perspective. Because those other one, I don't know if they have their city Indian and bush Indian method. It's their business, man. Let's hear it.
The word color never came out of my mouth.
Yeah, just because you keep saying black. You say I'm black.
I'm not saying you're black because of your complexion. You and I are pretty much the same complexion.
But no, that's what you're saying though. You just
I never even mentioned your complexion when I said, "Are you black presenting?" I'm talking about.
No, because what this Ricardo means that he's black is he means that's how society views him, whether he likes it or not. To society, or there is like the Somali saying, you see, he could even be a Somali, like the Somali saying they are not African or they are not black, or the Dominicano saying and they are not black. It's the same thing because they regard themselves to be different because they are mixed. It's up to them. Yeah, I don't care about that. It's their business, man. Just saying, real talk.
The way you present to be phenotypically.
I could get very white. I could get very Latino. I could blend in. But color is what you're saying. My color.
I just said your color is irrelevant because you and I are the same complexion.
No, but you would use it. Cause listen, we got the same color, but we don't have the same bones. We don't have the same. I got a wide nose, brother. Look at my nose, brother.
That's it.
Exactly, and that is what he's saying. Because you have the white nose, they know that you are a Negro and not this Native American. That's what he's saying, why they breaking the nose off in Egypt from the statues over there, from the pharaohs. So you cannot see that they have Negro, so-called African nose. That's what they mean. That's why I was saying when they say black out here in the world, they mean African. Only in the United States, they mean black American or mixed people. That's what I'm saying, the one drop rule. Yeah, that's the real talk.
Now you getting it. That is what is called a phenotype. I are the same complexion.
No, but you would use it. Cause listen, we got the same color, but we don't have the same bones. We don't have the same. I got a wide nose, brother. Look at my nose, brother.
That's it. Now you getting it. That is what is called a phenotype. That's your phenotype. That is race.
So many white women love black men. So many Hispanic white Hispanic like yourself love black women. They having mixed babies. People that look.
See, he said white Hispanics like himself, but he's not white. But you see, because he's darker than he is, he perceives this so-called black Indian as to being white. You see what I was saying? That is perspective. Where you stand in life. Are you autonomous or not? This Latino guy is viewing himself as autonomous. He doesn't view himself as part of the mainstream world. That's why he operates like this. Like, no, I got my barrio, homie. I got my Panamanian. Maybe he's part and Native American and a Panamanian with African. And he knows his ancestral lineage. That's why he speaks like this. Like, no, I got my Panamanian origin. That's my race. This race out here, we are all black. I cannot I will not accept that. That's the Caucasian. It's the same thing the Somali is saying, right? Because of slavery, they call you black. They don't accept that. They will still say they are Somali. It's up to them. I don't care, man. Yeah, it's just showing you Tariq Nasheed when you think you're doing things. This Latino guy, you causing his children are black Americans. Good luck with that. Yeah, good luck with that, Tariq Nasheed, with those children who are mixed Caribbean, Panamanian, mixed Suriname American or South American, and even mixed UK, mixed African. And you think you're gonna, yeah, you don't know. Let's skip to our last part and what I
Well, it's completely hypocritical. It's because
Oh yeah, this is the teacher of Tariq Nasheed, so I'm gonna show Tucker Carlson. This is the guy here, they will speak it again that they are being instinct. And yeah, I'm showing you this so you can see where all the ideas for FBA and so-called Tariq Nasheed comes from. The video I showed you yesterday about this, and Asar and Dr. Daw was speaking on it. That is an KKK white supremacist system that they are using with the FBA, psychological warfare against the black community. It's a psyop in real time. Tariq Nasheed is the head of it. Whether he knows it or not, maybe he thought he was gonna make money and that's it. No, nigga, you are destroying your own people. You are a devil. Let's hear him. This is his
a little
teacher.
bit confused just conceptually with the idea that white self-awareness is effectively illegal in the United States, whereas ethnic self-awareness in every...
What Tucker Carlson is doing is now making the enslaver the victim. You see? He's now trying to say that the Caucasian are being oppressed in America and globally, even in England. But you are the invader who took the so-called Native American land. That's why I showed the Native Americans in the beginning of this video. For you all to come and debunk it, why you are the American and they are not the American. Because you say you are civilized and you are a Christian. If you are a Christian, Tucker Carlson, give the land back to the so-called Native American if that's your belief. Or give it to Tariq Nasheed if you believe that Tariq Nasheed is the owner of the land. Because it's not yours. If you would be a real Christian who has a civilized system saying everybody else is not civilized, be civilized and be a Christian and give it back to the owner whom owned it before you came. Your ancestors came and took it. You said you're not to blame for what your ancestors did. Well, redeem yourself from what your ancestors did and give the land back. That's what we would say. They already doing it in Canada. They already giving land back in Canada to the so-called Native American because the Canadian people believe it's their land, so they giving it back. The Australian people don't want to give it back. They had a referendum and they said they will keep the land and not give it back to the Aboriginals over there. So Tucker Carlson, if you are a real Christian like you supposed to be or saying to be, give the land back to the Native Americans. You and Tariq Nasheed, or you and Tariq Nasheed, bring your proof that you were there before 10,000 years ago, or disprove the claim that any Native American was there before 10,000 years ago or after 10,000 years ago. Come with your proof. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, otherwise you are the devil coming out thinking you're conning anyone. Those days are over. We have internet now to see your history. That you hate black people with every spine in your body, man.
Other
Let's hear it.
group is encouraged. Like, doesn't make any sense. Speak for myself.
Well, it's completely hypocritical. It's because
I'm a little bit confused just conceptually with the idea that white self-awareness is effectively illegal in the United States, whereas ethnic self-awareness in every other group is encouraged. Like, doesn't make any sense. Speak for myself, I'd rather live in a deracialized world where people think about it less because it does cause problems. But as long as you're encouraging identity politics, why do whites not get to have it? What is the answer?
well, it's completely hypocritical.
You don't get to have it because you are the oppressor. You came up with it. You came up with the system. You created the so-called racial construction. You did all these things. Yeah, how can the oppressor come now and say he is being oppressed? When you have oppressed people for 400 years living on stolen land claiming to be a Christian but you're not giving the land back, but you claim to be civilized. Who is the crazy one here? Yeah.
It's because the people running the society are anti-white. And they've been able to persuade or intimidate.
See, the people who run society are anti-white. Do black people or African run society? No, exactly. Who are those people then? Why don't you name those people? It's just like when this Philip Scott is making movie. When he makes it about Caucasian, he will write down them folks. When he makes it about immigrants, he just write immigrants or African or whatever. But when it's about these people who he might get answers from, he will write them folks. That's how cowardice they are. Just saying, man. That's the real talk.
The entire legal system to operate in an anti-white way. Anti-white in this case really means anti.
This guy just said that the whole entire legal system is anti-Caucasian now. This is what Tariq Nasheed is fighting for. That's why I'm showing you this, because this is his leader. This is the Nick Fuentes and Coulter crew. I even see the Young Turks now supporting Tucker Carlson. It's their business, but just saying, man. Yeah, that's why I'm not busy with politics. That's the real talk.
Because the whites are Americans. That's who Americans are. You know, the people who sounded like decorated American. Because the whites are Americans. That's who Americans are. Anti-white in this case really means anti-American. Because the whites are Americans. That's who Americans are in an anti-white way. Anti-white in this case really means anti-American. Because
you see that? Anti-Caucasian is now anti-American, and white is a status. That's why I don't use it. Where I come from, when they say whitey, it doesn't mean this guy. So when just they are Caucasian. You see that what you're fighting for, Tariq Nasheed? Yeah, he said being anti-Caucasian now, anti-colonizer is now an anti-American, and he is the American. So since you are foundationally black American, you are the black MAGA. Do you understand it now? Let Tucker Carlson, who was endorsing you and your FBA foundational bug broken American, let him tell you again. This is what this Dr. Daw and Azar was saying in their video yesterday.
To operate in an anti-white way. Anti-white in this case really means anti-American. Because the whites are Americans. That's who Americans are. You know, the people who sound.
What did he say? The whites are American. That's who Americans are. So if you are foundationally black, white. Yeah, that's what you are, Tariq Nasheed. You understand it now, what I was saying in those videos? You are foundationally black, white. That's what he's saying, because Americans are white people, not even the Native Americans I was showing you in the beginning of this video. You see that? That's what we say out here when I say, how will you get reparation if you are foundationally a black American? Because then you are a part of this Tucker Carlson and this guy here whom enslaved those people for 400 years. And now they would get money again after they already got money after slavery for the so-called slave they had to let go. They got $300 and for one per slave after slavery. Yes, the enslaver got money for enslaving the so-called Africans. $300 per slave.
Whites are Americans. That's who Americans are. You know, the people who sounded like that case really means anti-American. Because the whites are Americans. That's who Americans are. You know, the people.
You see that, Tariq? Just saying, when I was saying go to Donald Trump and tell them that you are the foundationally black American. Go and tell them. Go and tell this guy and tell those Native Americans I was showing you in the beginning of the video. No, you're too scared to do that. What you do is attack continental Africans and Caribbeans. Do you see them claiming to be United States and a foundational people? Yeah. Oh, this is Myron, man. this is Myron Gaines. This crazy Sudanese guy. But he's friend of Nick Fuentes. This is Myron Gaines. This This is Myron Gaines, man. This guy. Yeah. It is sickness, man. He's clowning. He's clowning this Israeli people. Hey, this guy is sick. and this guy is Sudanese, man. Whatever, man. Yeah, he's part of the MAGA team, man. Nick Fuentes team, man. Sneak or whatever. Yeah, let's skip to that. This guy. Check this. Check this guy. Yeah. Yeah, man. Oh yeah, this is a part where a Rastaman was saying that they don't deal with politics. I thought let me show this part because many people don't know why I will. Yeah, let's hear it from somebody else.
Party, rather it be local in Jamaica or 80s in shape and movement from the inception. See? Never been, never will. Call party. Okay? Because you see Rastafari as a movement have never been politically aligned with no Jamaican or international political party. No ancient Rasta from the Nyabingi Harder have been politically aligned locally in Jamaica or internationally. See? Never been, never will. Because Rasta, Farai, the movement, from the inception, it always burned Babylon in every shape and form. Rasta have always been the opposition to Babylon system. So
You see that? That's what I mean, Tariq Nasheed, when you come out here with your MAGA crew and all those things. Yeah? This is real to real. They fight their fight whenever or against whomever is their business. But now what you're doing is joining MAGA to fight against immigrants. That's what we're saying out here. When you were saying this same Caucasian was oppressing you in America. Yeah, now you're doing the same thing. If you don't like immigrants, let the police and those people deal with it. Are you the police? Because you're now going out and asking people, where are you from, man? Are you foundational? This and that. Then you've seen, I should just show you that Tucker Carlson and his bunch who was endorsing you saying being American is to be Caucasian. Go and tell them different. The native so-called Asiatic American is saying to be American is to be native or Asiatic American. Nobody is mentioning you. Who is mentioning the black American that you come with your proof and your culture? You've seen the Jamaican I've shown you yesterday. He still had a small bit of his culture. He knew the name of his God. That's why I'm saying he still got his culture a bit. Because he's still able to mention his God to repair him if necessary. As long as he knows his God, he's got a way to redeem himself. You don't. We don't deal in political parties joining this I'm Republican, I'm Democratic. That's your business. That's why in Europe, voting is a secret. That's the thing I've seen in the difference between Europe and many places. In Europe, the party you vote for is a secret. Yeah, it's a secret. I don't know. Yeah.
Every English-speaking is capable,
So,
and it is uncomfortable
yeah,
to
let
talk
me
about.
show this last part and leave it at that. This is Tucker Carlson, the teacher of Tariq Nasheed, and doing his plea. This is what Tariq Nasheed fighting for. Yeah, the video I was making yesterday, of showing you yesterday about Asar and Dr. Talk. This is what they was speaking about. This guy is advising black Americans now what position they should take in politically. Yeah, let's see it, man.
But it is the subtext behind a lot of this, is racial. Every English-speaking is inescapable, and it is uncomfortable to talk about, but it is the subtext behind a lot of this, is racial triumphalism, is hatred, is loathing for the people being replaced, which doesn't make intuitive sense. Why would you be mad at people?
You see that? I'm saying that what he's saying is not is really not lying, but the same thing is what you did to the native so-called Americans. You replaced them. That's what people saying. It's not that they are not seeing that everything that your population is changing. What they saying is what you call karma is what happening to you. You went there to Africa and America and you changed the population. And now the same thing is happening to you. So why complain? That's what people saying really. It's not that what you're saying is real or not real. They are saying why is the oppressor complaining for what he has done before. You see that? You said you had no blame in what your ancestors did. But the same things your ancestors did is now happening to you. In a soft way at that. Because you did it by wiping people out. This way is happening to you. It's not even your land, it's not even your place, but you claiming it and fighting for it like it was ever yours. I built this place by destroying that was already built. Yeah, you built your place by destroying that which was already built. There were pyramids and all those stuff in America. You went there, destroyed them. There were pyramids, Great Wall, all those things in Africa. You went there and destroyed them, changed the population, introduced new people, made new laws, you separated people from their own bloodlines and all those things, and now it's happening to you. Yeah, some Hindus would say that it's karma. I don't know if that's how the Hindus say it, but whatever, man. What you did is now happening to you. That's why nobody is pitying you. Just like I'm saying this Tariq Nasheed is fighting immigrants when he was saying that you, Tucker Carlson, was oppressing him with your KKK MAGA team over there. And now you and Tariq Nasheed, so now the master and the slave are working together to fight immigrants. Yeah. Let's say it, man. Real talk.
You're replacing. Well, it's not clear. They're obviously spiritual. Every English-speaking is capable, and it is uncomfortable to talk about, but it is the subtext behind a lot of this, is racial triumphalism, is hatred, is loathing for the people being replaced, which doesn't make intuitive sense. Why would you be mad at people you're replacing? Well, it's not clear. There are obviously spiritual components here too, which probably no mortal understands, but they're real, they're evident. What is this? Why would you do that? Why would you totally change the population of Australia, New Zealand?
Because there is people who believe that if everybody is mixed, there will be less war. Yeah, that's what some people believe out there. There is even people in Suriname. That's why I said in Suriname you had to be mixed to be on television, because they have an idea that if you are mixed, you will be more fair against everybody, because you are mixed Caucasian, Native American, and African. You will treat everybody more equally. That's why they say. If it's some other reason, it might be another reason, but that's what they saying. That if everybody is mixed, they will be more agreeable and then working equally with everybody. That's what they think. Yeah, and yeah.
Totally check. Canada, Great Britain. Every English-speaking white country is becoming non-white at very high speed, faster than at any time probably since the Mongol invasions. So why would you do that? And what happens when you do that? Well, it's interesting, and this is a feature of human nature, and it's not just white, black, Hispanic, it's probably all races, but this is just true. Former majorities don't get treated well. In fact, you really can't think of a case where a people has gone from majority to minority and then was treated well. It just kind of hasn't happened, including in this country, by the way. The American Indians, not treated well.
Exactly. So what I'm saying, he's aware of what I'm saying. So why are you not giving the land back to the Native American, the American Indian? You see that? Why don't you give it back to the American Indian if you are civilized? Instead of that, you are fighting against immigrants that they are changing the population and all these things. When you came there and destroyed everything and changed the population. What is the difference between you and the one you supposedly have destroyed to claim that to be your land? Are you not shameful? These people have no shame. If you acknowledge that land to be of the Native American, the Asiatic Native American, the American Indian, to say it better. Because like the American African, you have the American Indian, then it's clear. Like the East Indian, then it's clear. So, you say you acknowledge Tucker Carlson, this land is of the American Indian. Then give it back because you're civilized and you are a Christian. That's not what you're doing. You're saying everybody needs to go because it's your land. That's the sickness I'm talking about. You stole something and now you wanna fight for it like it was ever yours. Yeah. Only fools will, yeah. Only Tariq Nasheed will go
Carted off to
along with
Oklahoma.
this.
Had to walk, actually. No carts. In fact, you really can't think of a case where a people has gone from majority to minority and then was treated well. It just kind of hasn't happened, including in this country, by the way. The American Indians, not treated well. Carted off to Oklahoma. Had to walk, actually. No carts. What happened to the white minority in Zimbabwe? They voluntarily relinquished power. Then they were killed. South Africa, they're in the process of being killed. They voluntarily relinquished power. They had nuclear weapons in 1994. Gave up the nuclear weapons, gave up power, went to majority rule system. It was a peaceful transition. De Klerk and Mandela, you remember the scenes from 1994? How'd that end? Well, it's not over yet, but the persecution of the people formerly in power began very, very quickly. How did it wind up for the Palestinians? As noted, they were 80% of Israel in 1947, 30% in 1948. How's it gone for them since? Not well. A lot have been killed. And it's complicated. They did bad things too. By the way, the Indians scalped a lot of people, and apartheid was bad. I mean, there are lots of lenses through which you could view this. But if you stand back...
No, the lens is you going back to Europe or whatever, and everybody going back to their own continent. If you would say that. That's what I'm saying, like, and this guy is fighting for a land he has stolen, or his ancestors stole. And now you're fighting for it like somebody should have sympathy for you, for what's happening to you, but they should not sympathize with those who lost their land to you. What is your measurement here? What is the measurement of these people, man? I don't know when they say, that's why I'm saying when they say they are Christian, I don't know the God they are talking about. Because their God can never be my God. You are civilized, this land is of the American Indian, but you're saying you are the American. Why is not the American Indian the American? And the president of the country? How many political American Indian party are there in the United States? If the land is theirs, and you are a Christian, and you are civilized, yeah.
Former majorities who become minorities tend to be killed. You hope that's not true, but it seems to be. And it's especially distressing when you look at the attitude of people in the United States who are pushing for mass demographic change. And just to put a tighter focus on it, people who are pushing for an end to the white majority. Oh, it's white supremacist to say that. No, it's not. It's an acknowledgement of...
You see what you're fighting for, Tariq Nasheed? Yeah, they are fighting to stay on top of you. But and you happy to be the kitchen slave again, eating chitlins. That's what he's saying. Help us fight the immigrants and you will be on the second spot in the kitchen. Yeah, Tariq. You stupid.
Reality. And by the way, if you're looking for hatred, it's not a lot of white supremacists, well, even visible in public. Where are all these white supremacists we keep hearing about? But the people who are concerned about total demographic change don't seem like the hateful ones. It's the people espousing it who have a weird gleam in their eye and a detectable look.
So you hear it, man. So when Tucker Carlson is saying, and he is the victim now, and so-called FBA Foundation of the Broken Americans of Tariq Nasheed agree with him. That's why they are so happy that Tucker Carlson endorsed their FBA stuff. FBA is the gang. We don't know no FBA over here. We know Africans from America.
Are Ethiopians black?
That's
To
what we
answer this
know.
question, it is
Oh
key
yeah,
to first
let me
understand.
show you this part because I've spoken on this part even in another video. That the Ethiopians were classified as white people. By whom? The Caucasian. Yeah, your mainstream society. It's not these people doing it. That's why I'm saying I'm autonomous. Because I don't go by what they have said or by what they have done. That's why I keep saying I was in the jungle. For you to understand that your plantation and colonized thinking is not my thinking. Yeah. Otherwise, this woman is a Caucasian woman right now. Is a white woman. Let's so-called white woman. Let's hear it. And yeah.
And not only the origin, but also today's. Are Ethiopians black? To answer this question, it is key to first understand not only the origin, but also today's meaning. Are Ethiopians black? To answer this question, it is. Are Ethiopians black? To answer this question, it is key.
Every English.
Are Ethiopians black? To answer this question, it is key to first understand. Are Ethiopians black? To answer this question, it is key to first understand not only the origin, but also today's meaning and role of the two labels, black and white. You know, when Africans were taken captives and dragged on the slave ships, they didn't identify themselves as black. They identified themselves as Igbo, Yoruba, Ashanti, Wolof, you name it. They became the blacks when they left the slave ships and first set foot on American soil. Same goes for the label white people. When the ship crew boarded the slave ships on the European ports of Bordeaux, Liverpool, Manchester, they didn't do so as the white people. They did so as the Portuguese, Genoese, Irish. Even Arabs were part of the crew, working as translators and navigators. They became the white people the moment they first set foot on African soil.
You see, those are the same people who named these people and not named to classify them and Somalis as being Caucasian. It's real. They have changed it. I think I had a paper about it. I've shown that paper in another video. It's how they used to do things. And white is a status. It's not the way you look. These Italian peoples are not considered to be white until today. And Irish people are not considered to be white until today. If you go here and you ask these Dutch people, is an Italian white? They will tell you no. Yeah, just saying, real talk.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna have to steal this move right here.
Oh, this is this small boy. This is this small, this small boy here. I was checking this and you see this small boy, check what he's doing. So I was checking this and if Donald Trump sees this or Tucker Carlson sees this, I'm gonna say, see, I told you we are being extinct. We are being replaced. Let's see it again. This is a small boy Negro doing this. Check his stilo. Check his stilo. Yeah. This is the if Tucker Carlson sees this, is gonna go crazy. I told you we are being replaced. Let's see it.
This move right here. This is too smooth.
Down the hill. On the way home.
Who told him that? I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna have to steal this move right here. This is too smooth.
Down the hill. On the way home, McGee said to me.
Who told him that move, gang? I need that. I'ma take it.
Yeah, Umar Johnson. Yeah, just saying. Oh, this is Myron Gaines. Yeah, let me show this last part and then leave it at. Oh, this is when he was in the. Oh yeah, one guy was making a reaction part on it. That then Myron Gaines is making himself ridiculous by being the darkest guy among everybody, and then acting like this, man. Let's see it.
Nobody else's heart is in it that bad. Look at the darkest nigga in the room. This is essentially what he's doing. Nobody else's heart is in it that bad.
You see what Myron Gaines was doing? You see that? That is Myron Gaines. Crazy. This is the Nick Fuentes crew. This is the clavicular guy and not Andrew Tate, his brother. And Sneeko was also there. Oh yeah, this is what happening when it all happened. Yeah, and this guy was clowning and Myron Gaines that he's the darkest guy between everybody, and he thinks he's the one who should promote this. He's just like Tariq Nasheed, really. That's why they fighting who will be loved the most by MAGA or whatever, or Nick Fuentes or whatever they doing. Let's see it and then I'm gonna leave it at that, man.
Look at the darkest nigga in the room. This is essentially what he's doing. Am I doing it right? Am I making it out? That's essentially what he's doing in that room. Is it funny, guys? Yeah. That's what he's doing in that room.
You see, Tariq Nasheed, this is what I mean when you think you're gonna come out here and represent people. Because what he's saying is Myron Gaines is not fit to represent so-called black people. Let's see it here.
Nobody else's heart is in it that bad.
Yeah.
Look at the darkest nigga in the room. This is essentially what he's doing. Am I doing it right? Am I making it laugh? That's essentially what he's doing in that room. Is it funny, guys? Yeah. That's what he's doing in that room. Everybody.
Yeah, man. It's also the same thing Tariq Nasheed is doing. That's why I'm showing you this. Tariq Nasheed, if he was not limping and had problems with his kidney stones, this is what he was gonna
How
be
black
doing.
are Dominicans? You might be shocked by the answer. The Dominican Republic is located on Hispanic.
Showing you this part quick because many people about why Dominicans say they are not black. Because they are mixed. To me, I don't care if they say they are black or not. It's their business. Yeah, right? As long as you're not coming out here making videos for 7 years like Tariq Nasheed, attacking people while you're the ones who hurt you, they are living next to you. Yeah, that's it.
In the Caribbean, sharing the island with the country of Haiti. However, these two, how black are Dominicans? You might be shocked by the answer. The Dominican Republic
Yeah,
is
let's see
located.
it. It's
How black are Dominicans? You might be
you
shocked
see
by the
it?
answer.
Once again.
How black are Dominicans? You might
Let's
be
hear
shocked
it.
by the answer. The Dominican Republic is located on Hispaniola in the Caribbean, sharing the island with the country of Haiti. However, these two countries have a vastly different genetic makeup. While Haitians are almost exclusively descended from African slaves, the heritage of
You see that? That's why I was saying Asians are considered to be Africans because they are pure blood. And many of them, if they are mixed between Congo, Congo, Benin, Nigerian, Ghanaian. That's the mix of the Haitians and many people in the jungle who are not in the city. They are mixed, but mixed amongst Africans like Nigerian, Ghanaian, and Congo, Ghanaian, and that kind of stuff. And like Angola, mix and Congo, those people you might find, and even in Brazil and all those stuff.
Dominicans is more complex. A genetic study published in 2015 revealed that the average Dominican is 52% European, with the remaining ancestry being predominantly sub-Saharan African at 40% and 8% Native American, mostly of indigenous Taino origin. As a result, 70% of Dominicans identify as mixed. Around half of the remaining 30% identify as black. With the result, 70% of Dominicans identify as mixed, of indigenous Taino origin. As a result, 70% of Dominicans identify as mixed. Around half of the remaining 30% identify as result, 70% of Dominicans identify as mixed. Around half of the remaining 30% identify as black, with the other half identifying as white. While some African Americans might mock Dominicans for not identifying as black, it seems to make sense from a genetic standpoint, as the majority of them have.
Yeah, but where they live, we call them Dogla. Yeah, in South America, we call these people Dogla. If you are mixed, you are called Dogla. That's it. We don't consider them to be different or whatever, man. That is the United States one drop thing that they are bringing out into the world. We don't know these things they are talking about. If you are mixed, you are called Dogla, where we come from. Yeah, and or Moxie, one of those names, whatever. Yeah. It's true, black Americans is a big problem or whatever. It's their business. I'ma leave it at that. You've seen it, and the advisor of Tariq Nasheed also. This and what is his name? Oh, this part. Let me show you this one. This is Koreans and Filipinos having the same problem. Like I was saying, the one will be identified wrongly.
Discourse online of that one Korean guy who got insulted by being called Filipino. I'm gonna get discourse online of that one Korean guy who got insulted by being called Filipino. I'm gonna get so much hate for this, but I don't care. A lot of Korean people need a swift reality check. Korea in general as a country is known to have a culture of showing off and going off by what they see from the outside. This is why they're so obsessed with physical looks and classism. There's no such thing as money moves in silence in Korea. Matter of fact, if you're rich, you discourse online of that one Korean guy who got insulted by being called Filipino. I'm gonna get so much hate for this, but I don't care. A lot of
You see what I was saying, that is everywhere? When I was saying if you tell this Frisian guy, hey, are you Dutch? He's gonna say, no man, you can clearly see I'm Frisian. Oh, actually I can. If you tell this Turkish guy, hey man, are you Turkish? He might say, no man, I'm Kurdish man. But you look the same. Aren't you both from Turkey? Yes, but I'm Kurdish man. That's what we mean when we say it out here, man. We have people that identify with their ethnicity. If you don't have no ethnicity, then you have a problem, not those other people. But you see that the same thing exists everywhere. This guy was called Filipino, but he's Korean and he got mad about it. Let's see it. Maybe he was cosplaying, man.
Course online of that one Korean guy who got insulted by being called Filipino. I'm gonna get so much hate for this, but I don't care. A lot of Korean people need a swift reality check. Korea in general as a country is known to have a culture of showing off and going off by what they see from the outside. This is why they're so obsessed with physical looks and classism. There's no such thing as money moves in silence in Korea. Matter of fact, if you're rich, you better show it off. You better be carrying your Chanel bags, your Dior bags. Everyone needs to know that you're the richest person in the room. I'm a Korean American myself, and when I go to Korea, I also get bullied about my looks too, because I don't have the physical Korean standard beauty look. Last year,
You see what I was showing you yesterday about the city Negro going to the jungle in Jamaica and being called a brony, Caucasian, or going to the continent and being called Musungu? He's everywhere. This woman is telling you she's Korean from America. When she goes to Korea, they don't view her as the normal Korean. She has become a stranger. These people have they don't have life experience. These Tariq Nasheed bug broken Americans. You see that? It's everywhere, you stupid one. Just saying. Just saying, Negro. Just saying. I'ma leave it at that. And
I was
you
here
see
before
that.
you, and I will be here for centuries to come. I'm not extinct. In case you forgot, this is the face of America. The American race, the Native American race, is me, not you. Me. Before Mexico or the Spanish America. The American race, the Native American race, is me, not you. Me. Before
You hear that, Tariq Nasheed? What this guy said? I'ma leave it at that, man. Bring you proof that is different. Yeah? Bring you proof that is different than what he's saying. Real talk.